What is up, everybody? My name is Viola. I am the host of the Cerebral System on the TransenDID channel on YouTube. On this channel, we talk about DID content in a very vast array of different ways, system videos, discussions about others/alters, and a bunch of other mental health things. This is essentially a mental health channel with a little bit of vlogging and video games thrown in occasionally, and a little bit of tea here and there. I know my banner says plenty of it, but I haven't really found much to really talk about with that regard. Anyway, today's video, we are going to talk about animal alters. I had a bit of an accent there, I didn't mean to. Animal alters. I was trying to say others and it came out because I was reading this. Anyway, as always, I have my phone here because my memory is terrible. And I kind of need to read this because it is a long one. Animal alters. Abused children may develop animal parts/alters because they identify with the animals and consider them friends. Animal parts may be able to express emotions that the apparently normal parts can't. Animals like tigers may function as protectors, growling when an apparent normal part is distressed. Alters may also become to believe they are animals because abusers either told them that they were treated like animals, or treated them like animals, i.e. dog alters. Some abusers are known to force children to act like animals, for example, making them bark or use a dog bowl for food. Animal alters may also be created if the person was forced to harm others, as a way of containing the guilt of having to act in a way which feels more violent and animal than human. Complex trauma can leave even a non-dissociative person feeling inhuman. Animal or animal-like alters should be accepted and treated just like any other alter. Animal alters can be taught that they are actually part of a human body and can adapt to this. For example, a snake alter may be created when a child has their arms or legs bound, or both, and can be tricked into believing that, like a snake, they do not have arms or legs. Animal alters often have a definitive gender and can present and be accepted as human, without the person necessarily being aware that they are communicating with an animal alter or any alter at all. I think this is one of the most interesting aspects of DID, is that there are animal alters. On top of, like, fictive animals, which I think I've seen a few systems that have, like, various different animals from fiction in them. There's the real animal aspect. I believe there's been one or two people I've seen in groups that have had cat alters, which I think is kind of neat. But honestly, like, it's so specific to each person, because each person has a different sort of role for their animal alters. It can be a protector, like it mentioned, for a tiger, or maybe a grizzly, or something they see as powerful and protective. Or even there could be, probably according to this, there could be companion alters, like a dog or a cat. But then there's the extreme cases of abuse, where they feel like they really are said, the alter feels like it is that animal, because of the abuse that has happened to the host. I don't personally think I have any experience with this. The two that come to mind right now are Momo, who is a cat girl, a girl with cat ears and a tail, and Bastio, who are both very animal-like. That being said, they distribute more, like, they talk and everything. They're not animalistic by nature. They have tendencies that act that way, and I'm not sure if I should qualify them as that, considering that Bastille is technically a demonic alter, which I've made an entire video about, and I'm not really sure what role Momo has. I've been trying to figure that out for a while. I just always considered her my curious side. She might be another fragment for all I know. I've been really kind of digging into this, but I think I'm more inclined to believe that she is a sort of animal alter, because of the way that she generally acts when fronting, but I'm not really 100% sure. And that's really what's kind of throwing me off with this one, is it purely animals, or can it be others with animal-like characteristics? I don't really know. It's not that detailed, and, I don't think I've seen very many people talk about animal alters that in depth. The info I have found from various channels and from the website I just talk to you guys with, it explains a lot, but it doesn't explain what I need to know. I've been slowly kind of piecing together where everybody goes, what everybody's role is, but finding certain ones and reasons why they're here is tricky. That being said, these guys do play a part, and I feel like these are the others that make people kind of look at someone like, really? Are you really doing this right now? But at the same time, it's because it's a misunderstanding between the other person and the person who has either switched out or, that sort of thing. I'm having a hard time piecing my words together right now. I apologize. But, I feel like the stigma on animal alters does need to change. Because there is a very odd stigma on people who say, like, oh yeah, one of my others is a dog. Or one of my others is a cat or a fox. People usually go, okay, you're a furry then. Or they look at them like they're crazy, like, no, that's not a thing. It is. I want to point that out. It is a thing, and it does happen. And I think one of the most interesting points that I read on, I think a second ago, was that they confront and present as human despite being animals. That is fascinating. I believe there was a video on Dissociative where they had someone who had a cat alter and it talked, which I'm not really sure how to process that personally because I don't have that experience, but it was very fun to see that this is such an expansive sort of disorder and there's so many different aspects to it. By no means am I saying that anyone deserves to have this. I'm not saying, this is something that people should do or pretend to have, because it's not fun. That is, as much as I enjoy talking to everyone up here, it is tiring. It is stressful. And it is exhausting. I feel like it's kind of seen in a weird light by some people who are like, oh, it must be so fun having so many voices in your head. It's not. I actually did have somebody say that to me, and I'm going to tell you it's not fun. It can be entertaining occasionally, it can be cute, it can be nice to have someone to talk to. But overall, it's not fun. You have to deal with all the problems that come with it. You have to deal with the switches. You have to deal with everything that comes with this disorder, including yourself. That's the biggest hurdle, is dealing with you. Because if you have this disorder, your past is what caused it. I'm not saying it's your fault, but I'm saying you do have to learn to live with it. And that can be the biggest hurdle. But anyway, I don't have much to say about animal alters. I think they're very interesting. I like the fact that it can extend that far. I think that's really interesting that some people can have a mindset where they needed an animal to help them. That's really neat. I wish it wasn't needed, but it is very fascinating. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I can't talk. I greatly appreciate you stopping by. I always do. If you like what we do here, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. It really helps me out a lot, especially with this algorithm right now. It is a mess. Especially with the COPPA thing. My God. And remember, you're beautiful, you're valid, you're important. That's very, very, very important to me and everyone up here. And I will see you in the next video that I make. So until then, goodbye.